So, good morning, good afternoon. Today at church, we spoke about God being a mystery. And of course, our reading today came from Colossians 1:15 to 23. And in that, basically, our writer, his name was Paul. Of course, we all know who Paul is. He basically talked about how God is a mystery, how God is invisible, and yet he created things that was basically visible to us and invisible to us. He talked about how God was basically the head of the body and all this stuff. And yet it basically makes us wonder, right? If we have a God who is so good at the world and so beautiful, we have songs like Great and Marvelous Are Thy Works. We hear about how he has done all this work for us. We kind of wonder what it is about God, because one, we don't really have God's face. And in today's service, I talked about how God had made his presence known to certain people, and how he had appeared, with Moses. He basically appeared as the burning bush, and to other people, he appeared as this, to others, he appeared as that. So we basically have some things where we just kind of question, what is God like? He built us in his own image, yet if you really think about it, we really don't look alike. So it's one of those things where you kind of question, well, what is God's intention? What is God's purpose for us? What does God have planned for us? Because if we're built to be of his image, how come we're different? How come we all don't speak alike? How come we don't look alike? So there's a lot of questions for us. If God is so great and wonderful, how does he let bad things happen, like a flood that basically destroyed all these homes and basically killed so many lives of so many innocent people? If God's so great, why did he let this happen? If God is so wonderful, why does this happen? Why are we having hard times? Why is it those that are chosen people, why do they struggle? We have a wonderful speaker here who basically he will tell us and make us question. Right? He's a good person if you want someone to question or have questions, he's one of those people who will basically make you question things. Like, if God is so great, why did this happen? If the Israelites were, God's chosen people, why does all this bad stuff happen to them? So we question and we sit here and we ponder about God. God is an artist, right? I'm not the greatest artist in the world. I'm just basically winging it as I go around here today. But God's an artist. And just like Michelangelo, when he was doing Sistine Chapel, he had all these people that were commissioned to work with him. God has angels, right? He basically said, you know what? I can't do this alone. I'm going to have some angels help me out. They're going to be doing this. They're going to be doing that. And even the angels themselves were questioning, hey, God, why are you doing what you're doing, right? Why, if you're saying this and that, but yet you're letting these people do this, you're doing this. So if you're such a great person, or these people are so good, then how come this? How come that? And they question. Just like with Michelangelo, when they were setting up scaffolding, there were people probably questioning, well, what's this for, right? What's this for? Why are we doing this? So we question things, yet they could only see a part of it, right? They could only see a portion of it. They couldn't see what the vision that Michelangelo had when they were setting up the scaffolding, when they were bringing food to Michelangelo. They had no idea what the final picture was, because they could only see so much. And they knew that basically there were some times where, Michelangelo, and just like God, erase things, right? That doesn't fit there. Oh, I messed up here. I got to basically redraw this person or redraw this creature, So there was a lot of questioning going on because they couldn't see the final picture that was intended. So God and Michelangelo both, again, were artists who there was always question about what is the final product going to be like? If you so love these things, why do you do this? Why do you let this happen? Why can't We just figure out what our picture is going to look like at the end. But here's where we have faith, right? When we have faith, God's a mystery to us, just like our finished work is going to be a mystery. But if we have faith, if we hold out to it, soon the picture starts to take place and we can start to see the beauty in the world. We can start to see the sunshine coming through the dark clouds. We can start to see what vision God has intended for us. God's an artist. Sometimes we just have to trust and believe that sooner or later we're going to start to see that final product. And when we take a step back, we will start to see just how wonderful the picture will truly be at the end. So if you ever feel that you're frustrated being a Christian, just know that basically give it time. Take that moment to breathe, because maybe you're just focused on one small part and you haven't seen that full picture yet. But God will reveal that picture to you. I hope this message finds you in good faith and love. And if you're in need, take that moment to talk to God. May God bless you. God loves you, and so does this guy. Until next time, thank you. Bye.